Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of AC Milan Sassuolo. Match ended 4-3 just a few minutes ago at the San Siro. An incredible match from every point of view. I don't even know where to begin really, but honestly speaking, I'm just so happy that we ended up getting the win. A very, very important and crucial 3 points right before the international break of next week. So I'm just so delighted that we actually ended up getting the win, uh, despite being behind 3 goals to 1 at a certain point in the match. And I really thought that we were going to lose this game, like probably many of you did. I just couldn't believe the reaction that we actually had today. It was just an amazing fighting spirit that this team has. And I think today it really showed what Milan is capable of doing when they want to do it. And that is a big word, when, because it just seems to me that this team is so emotional on so many fronts, possibly one of the most emotional teams in world football. And what I mean by this is that you can literally tell every time they can see the goal, the whole team breaks down. And as soon as they score one, the whole team is once again rejoicing and just fighting for each other. That is the important thing, for each other. As soon as Paletta got that fourth goal, the go-ahead goal against Sassuolo, you could just see the fight that every player had within them. I saw players that I will never imagine even putting in a tackle, fight for that ball. And at the end of the day, that is what Milan showed, a true fighting spirit. The game is never done until the 90th minute, and over the course of years, Milan has learned that the hard way, by losing many points near the end. But this time it was the other way around. They fought for each other, they got what they came for, and they got that win. Now, speaking in particular about this game, it was just honestly, the players were just incredible, because obviously it's a game of two sides here. First of all, I have to talk about the defense. Very shaky to even concede 3 goals against Sassuolo. I mean, for a team that was missing many players, including Berardi, their lethal man, and we still managed to concede 3 goals against Sassuolo, it just speaks volume of how many mistakes and how many setbacks we really have in this defense. Of course, Romagnoli wasn't in the lineup today. He's out on injury. And as a matter of fact, reports just came in that Romagnoli will be sidelined at least for 3 weeks. Now, the positive thing is that next week he won't be missing anything since there's no games due to the international break. But the real problem is that he's going to miss the game against Chievo and against Juventus. So it's really hard to think of a defense without Romagnoli, especially against Juventus. But that's going to be on another topic. That's going to be later on. So I don't want to really get into that just yet. But you could definitely tell how many problems are still in this defense on a weekly basis. You can go on 3 consecutive games without conceding a goal, and out of nowhere, you go there and you can see 3 in one shot. Explanations for that, I just don't get it. Maybe we don't have reliable defenders. Once again, up to this point in the season, I'm going to repeat it because I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. Paletta is our man in the defense. What this guy has proven so far in that defensive department is incredible. If you guys watch the summer videos, I've been saying it many times, especially during the month of August, that to me, Milan's defense is not strong enough. And many times when I thought of Paletta coming back, I saw him as a substitute. But this guy is proving himself now on a weekly basis that he deserves a starting position. He's been doing great. He's actually got the game winner today. But besides the fact, he's probably our best defender at the very moment. And really, I can't imagine any person disagreeing with that fact. Honestly speaking, Paletta has been our best defender at this point. Deshiyo and Abate, just disgusting. It's just incredible that we still have to suffer and watch Abate, especially on a weekly basis. I've been speaking about this guy for you guys that have been watching every week. I've been speaking about him for a couple of weeks now, and I've been saying how Calabria deserves a starting role ahead of Abate. And honestly speaking, I think after this match, starting games, Abate is not the player that we were used to years ago. Of course, like the rest of the team, many players changed their attitudes, but it just doesn't make sense to me how bad Abate actually got, how poor he is in decision making, and just in general as a player. He's not the type of player that we were used to. I think that Abate needs to work on a lot of things. And De Chio as well. They're very predictable players that don't have many ideas, lack of ideas actually running within them. As you might notice, they always make the same exact run all the time. And even though they're not really supposed to be creative players because they're playing as fullbacks, you're expecting them to make at least some interesting and important movements, even off the ball. And my brother actually pointed this out regarding De Chio. You know, at some points, you could see him having a more central role. For some odd reason, he was playing more in the middle when you're supposed to really play as far out as possible as a fullback. You're supposed to give that support that the midfield and the rest of your team needs by playing far out. And De Chio simply wasn't doing that on many instances this match. When he did it, you actually saw Milan creating chances and making better movements altogether on that flank. But besides that, De Chio and Abate's movements haven't been good whatsoever. Once again, very predictable, and it was just so easy for Sassuolo to shut them down, like you've seen today. Speaking about the midfield, of course, Montolivo got subbed off. I couldn't believe my eyes when Montolivo actually got subbed off there in that second half. I think that was after Sassuolo scored their third goal, and I honestly couldn't believe my eyes seeing Montolivo subbed off. And I'm not saying that sarcastically because obviously he deserves getting subbed off. He deserves not even to start games. What I mean is that I can't believe that Milan actually had the balls to take him off after 7 weeks. Because what has this guy done that is so positive? Not to shit on the guy every week, because you guys, if you've been following the channel for a long time, you know I'm a hater of Montolivo, and I always talk crap about him. But it's the truth. I'm not going there to speak about a specific player, telling him that he's a negative player, telling him that he's shit, and so forth. I'm stating the truth. And I'm sure a lot of you guys that watch the channel and watch Milan on a weekly basis could all say the same thing. The guy is not good. He's a captain that doesn't deserve to play the games. And I just don't understand how he even starts at games. That is the main problem for me. I just don't get it. But today, Milan, out of nowhere, came out and actually subbed him off. For Locatelli, the 18-year-old Locatelli that we've all been saying, give the kid a chance. Give him a chance. He could do better. What did he do today? He scored a screamer of a goal that had me get up from my couch and run laps around the house, including my whole family. And that is when you know you've witnessed one of the craziest fucking goals this season so far for Milan. Locatelli, an 18-year-old, scoring his first goal as a professional like that. The kid was in tears. You could just see his post-match reaction there, where he was literally crying on the microphone. And honestly speaking, this guy, if he doesn't get more of a chance, I'm not saying I'm expecting him to start on a weekly basis now, because that definitely won't happen with this team. But honestly speaking, the guy just deserves more. He deserves more of a chance. And I'm not saying it just because he scored that goal. What did Milan do when Montolivo came off, guys? What did Milan do? Oh, yeah, that's right. They scored 3 goals in a matter of 8 minutes. Someone has to explain to me how that happened once Montolivo came off. Someone has to explain to me. Why is it that we scored 3 goals in a matter of 8 minutes when Montolivo came off. Does that prove anything to Milan and the management and the staff? What the problem is in this team? And I'm not saying it's only Montolivo. There's a lot of problems. There's defensive problems. There's problems up front. I see it all the time. But this has to be a message for Montella, for the management. The guy can't play anymore. If you want to play him, keep him on the bench, make him come once in a while, but he can't start games anymore. It's just ridiculous to see this guy still playing week in and week out when he's a captain and the whole fucking San Siro was booing him and whistling at him when he came off. Tell me which other captain in the Serie A or anywhere else in the world gets that kind of greeting, that kind of reception from the fans. Tell me which other captain gets that. Clearly the fans are not happy. Clearly the management has been fucking up with this guy on a continuous basis. And I still don't understand up to this day why he still gets a chance to play. Why? You think that goal from Locatelli would have happened if Montolivo stayed on? You think those 3 goals in 8 minutes would have still happened? No, that is the simple answer. The guy cannot play anymore. And Milan have to open their eyes because their eyes have been shut for way too long, and I had a fucking big deal out of this. I can't take it anymore, okay? The guy has to come off. He has to stay on the bench. Send him home. Do something about it. But to have a captain play like shit by the fans just can't happen. It has a negative effect on the team. It has a negative effect on himself, and the fans are not happy. It's all about the fans. It's not about anything else. And him handing over the armband to Abate, you think that is making it any better? Abate is another guy that I said before. He doesn't deserve shit at this moment. What has Abate done in recent weeks or from the start of the season that you can say, oh, Abate deserves that captain armband. He deserves to play. He has that determination. He has that leadership. Clearly, he doesn't. Clearly, he doesn't. It's just incredible. Some fucking decision-making, not only from the freaking players, but also from the management that we still have with these players. Abate, what was he doing on that first goal? Explain to me how a professional with making millions every year still fucking makes mistakes like that in the Serie A. One of the world's biggest leagues, and you're making mistakes like that. Tell me how that's possible. Tell me how you could have a guy making passes, blind passes, when you're not even under pressure. When you're not even under pressure and you're fucking making passes like that. It's just fucking incredible. Incredible. Calabria needs to start. Calabria needs to start instead of Abate. Locatelli needs to start instead of Montolivo. Besides that, Donnarumma came out with some big saves, especially when we actually took the lead there with the 4th goal. But he made some iffy decision-making, I have to say, on certain goals. Of course, the 2nd and 3rd goal that were all on the defense. Very poor marking, very poor discipline altogether from the defense. But he came out big when he needed to. So once again, very happy to see Donnarumma making those saves. And if you guys didn't know, he also got named. He got called up to the Italian squad that will be facing Spain and Macedonia next week. So very happy for him. Finally, I'm going to speak about the forwards before I start getting into your comments and questions about the match. I like the attitude from Suso. Luis Adriano really didn't make any impact for me. I think Montella did the right thing to sub him off at halftime and bring on Niang. Niang, the guy worked hard. He lost his place to Luis Adriano this week because he was putting in the work, but the quality wasn't coming in. Today, I saw that Niang that I knew from the first few games. The Niang that came out with determination, came out to fight, and he came out to get Milan the goals that they needed to. He made a crazy run to earn that penalty shot, even though it was a bit iffy, it was a soft call. Whatever you want to call it, the determination was there. He came out strong. He tried squeezing past those 2 defenders. He did it great. And overall, he played like a smart player. He didn't play like an idiot today. And that's what I want to see from Niang. I want to see that type of determination, that type of quality that we need up front. That's what I want. Now, guys, let's get into your comments. Let's ask me questions about the match. I'll be answering them for the next 5 to 10 minutes. So ask whatever you want. We've also hit 10,000 subscribers, guys. We have finally fucking done it after 4 years of having this channel. We're at 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all. I love you all, guys. Honestly, it's a milestone that I've been wanting to reach since the beginning of this channel. So thank you all. Really, it means a lot. I'll be making a 10K special some point this week, probably. Something like that. We'll see. But thank you all. So let's start off with the questions. Who do you think is the most important player for Milan at this moment? I'm probably going to stay with Donnarumma. I've been saying of the season. Donnarumma is a great player for his age. He also got inserted this week in the best U21s in the world for this year, and I think he definitely deserves that title. So I'm really happy with Donnarumma. I think he's definitely one of the most vital players at this moment. Who should be captain instead of Montolivo? Anyone else besides him and Abate? That is my answer. But no, honestly, you know, Milan has this tendency of giving it to the player that has one of the most experiences and so forth. But why not give it to Paletta, a guy that deserves the leadership role, a guy that deserves the captain bar, that fights very hard every week and has been doing great up to now? Why not give it to a guy like Paletta or something? What do I think of Gustavo Gomez? Still very early to give a full judgment on him, but honestly speaking, Gustavo Gomez, he hasn't really impressed me so far from what he's shown. I think he still needs time. Maybe needs to get adapted to the league better, but his decision making is not the best, like I've said a couple of times. But I'm hoping that he improves, definitely. I think he's going to need more playing time. The thing is that he will probably be getting more playing time now that Romagnoli is out on injury. But once he comes back, expect Romagnoli and Paletta to be the starting pairing. Some more. Gio, should Vangioni replace De Gea? That wouldn't be a bad option, to be honest, now that Antonelli is also out on injury. I've always said, even last year, I've said it so many times, I always want Antonelli playing as that left back and Calabria as the right back. Hopefully, we'll see that soon, because I find those are our true best players that we have in those specific positions. Antonelli on the left, Calabria on the right. That is what I specifically want. But we'll see what happens with that. Do I think the game today was so far the best game this season? Well, it all depends from what perspective you're saying this. Because best game of the season, in terms of performance for Milan, definitely not. In terms of spectacle, definitely yes. Because, I mean, a 7-game thriller like that, being behind 3-1 in the second half and scoring 3 goals in 8 minutes to come back and win 4-3 is just incredible. So from spectacle-wise, yes, it was probably the best game, but performance-wise, definitely not. We can't afford to concede 3 goals to Sassuolo in those specific ways. If we're conceding 3 goals against Sassuolo, and they didn't even have Berardi, I honestly can't say that we have a good defense. I have to say that this defense is still very, very weak. And we have no reliable defenders except Romagnoli and Paletta. If those 2 guys are out, we're pretty much fucked. So that is what I'm seeing with this defense right now. Do I think that the penalty was fair? The penalty, look, it was a 50-50 call, but I really appreciated Niang's determination in that run. And if you take a good look at it, there's like a big push from one of the defenders from behind, and two guys were pretty much challenging him. So you always have to give the attacker the benefit of the doubt. So I definitely think that, it could have been called a penalty, could have not been called a penalty. But in those circumstances, I think that the referee did a good call because Niang really came out fully determined and earned that penalty shot, in my opinion. Do I think Zapata will be getting playing time when he returns back from injury? I can't see him replacing Paletta and Romagnoli. I definitely don't think so. Zapata, once he gets back from his injury, it's going to take time for him to actually get back into that gear, that playing gear, getting used again to the playing conditions. So it's definitely going to take time. I don't think that he's going to be getting much playing time this season, to be honest. But something happens to Paletta and Romagnoli, Zapata could be the go-to guy to replace them, because at the moment I possibly rate him better than Gustavo Gomez. But to replace either Paletta or Romagnoli, but I don't see him starting at any point. Do I think that Guida, the referee, helped us a bit? The referee was just horrendous today, guys, on many occasions, not only for Milan, but also for Sassuolo. The referee had a terrible game today. Honestly, I don't think he helped us. Maybe, as I said before, it was a 50-50 call with a penalty shot. But overall, I honestly can't say he had a good game. He had a very bad game today. What do I think about Bacca's performance? He got his goal, but he didn't do anything great. But, it wasn't a good match from Bacca. He really didn't have many opportunities. But once again, slotted home that penalty shot. I think that was his 6th goal of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 6th goal of the season. So he's currently first in the goal scoring leaders. So if he keeps it up, 6 goals in 7 games, that is a very good start, in my opinion, for him. I'm just going to answer 2 or 3 more questions, guys. Am I watching Roma Inter? I'm going to go watch it as soon as this live stream is done. That's going to be a crazy goal. Crazy game. Sorry about that. I just read that Zeko scored. So, Inter merda. That's what you get. Kuchka did good. Yeah, he comes out strong. He always has that great work ethic in the midfield, and I think that Kuchka is a great fighting leader. However, he doesn't have the qualities that a playmaker should have. For example, certain times he's trying to do too much. He's trying to be that train that wants to get through those walls, and he can't do it all the time. So, he's doing good. He's doing his job. That's what counts. Yes, we definitely need a new captain. One more question, guys, before I sign off. Is the rumor about the Chinese putting in 200 million for January transfer window true? I don't think they're putting 200 million. Last time I heard it was 100 million, but they're definitely going to invest. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be in about 2-3 months. So, did you see the post-match interview of Locatelli? Yes, he was crying. And honestly speaking, those are moments you just won't ever forget. What a goal. To score your first goal in the Serie A like that, it's just remarkable. Crazy goal. He fully deserves it. And I hope that goal gave a message to Milan in general and to Montella. I just love the celebration. Did you guys see that celebration from Locatelli, guys? Fuck, man. It was amazing. Great. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for the great questions today. Thank you all for finally making us reach 10,000 subscribers. It's been a very bumpy road from the start of this channel. I worked very hard with a lot of people on this channel to actually make this happen, and it really means a lot that you guys continue to watch our channel, share our videos, subscribe, like, comment. You know what to do. We all love you. We thank you so much for always being here for us, always supporting us for what we do. And even in the dark times for this Milan team, we will always be here to keep you guys entertained, to keep this community going, because without you, this channel wouldn't be alive. Once again, I'll be trying to do something this week for 10,000 subscriber special, but this is definitely a very big milestone, and we are already looking towards the next milestone, 20,000. Let's make it happen, guys. This channel is growing thanks to you. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Keep it up. We are always going to be here for you guys. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you once again for watching. This has been Gio signing off. And as always, Forza Milan.